back, everyone. I'm Leslie with Art, Ladle, and Spade. Thank you so much for joining. It is Monday here in Georgia, and it is February 23rd, and it is cold. It is unnecessarily cold outside. Today, I woke up, my hellebores had fallen over from the frost and the cold. My gardenia bush that I'm going to eventually dig up had fallen over. It is unreasonably and unseasonably cold. It is still winter, but there's no reason for it to be this cold outside. Anyway, I hope all of you had a wonderful weekend. I'm going to give you some updates on some things that failed and some things that I think are doing okay. So first things first. I wanted to talk a bit about the importance of getting into something that you really enjoy and taking time to really pour into that thing every single day. Planting, growing from seed. This is my first time I am growing from seed, and I'm kicking myself because I'm thinking back to over the past, I'm going to say 3 years of how much money I have given to Pikes, Home Depot, Costco, Walmart, all of the places where I buy my plants. And I wish that I would have known how easy it would have been just for me to start slowly and then just building, and how much money I would have saved. But I'm happy that I'm doing this now. And this is kind of to encourage you all to do the same. If you haven't started growing from seed, this is the perfect time. You still have a few more weeks before the weather is really going to get to where we can start putting things outside. But it feels so good to spend time nurturing something that is going to be beautiful in just a few weeks. And I think it's so important for our mental health to make sure that we're doing things. We're stepping away from TV, we're stepping away from social media, we're taking a break from the everyday stress from our lives and doing something that we enjoy, and that at the end of the day, that there's a long-term benefit to working in the yard, gardening. It's very fulfilling and it's very rewarding. And if you haven't tried it, please try it. Don't get discouraged because you killed a house plant or something else in the yard. There have been my failures in the yard, and I have not allowed that to stop me from doing this and I'm going to be learning from this. There's things that have not made it. I don't know why it didn't make it, but I've already learned that everything that I plant from seed or bulb or corms, they may not survive for one reason or another, but I'm not going to stop. This is something I truly, truly enjoy. And my hope is that if you don't have something that you are putting your energy into in the evenings or after work, or something that is just helping you to de-stress, please find something, whether it's gardening, painting, learning how to cook new recipes, baking, exercising. There's so many things that you can do that can help support your mental health, or they can help you rebuild your mental health if you're struggling. So that's it for today on my therapy speech, but I just think it's really important to be intentional about our self-care and our mental health. All right, so let's switch gears. Over the weekend, I decided to go ahead and dump out one of the containers that had my lantana seeds in there because I was not seeing any sign of life at all. And I could not find any of my lantana seeds in the soil. So I don't know if they just disintegrated or what. But when I dumped out one of the pots, I realized that there was no growth. So I don't know what happened with the lantana seeds. And I will say this is a good indicator for me because I poured out another seed, and it was one of the ones I repotted over the weekend. And I want to say it was my coneflower. I'm not sure, but there were a couple that had not come up to the surface, and I dumped them out and they had started sprouting down in the dirt. So I think that was, as far as my lantana, I think me not seeing anything in the soil was a good indicator. So I went ahead and dumped all of them out and kind of went through the dirt. There was no growth. I couldn't even find the seeds. So I don't know what happened. My guess is they just disintegrated. They broke down in the soil. But those didn't make it. And my bellflower are struggling. My foxglove, I am getting some new sprouts, but I'm not hopeful for those. The what else did I go through? My pink muhly grass. It's just I recorded, I believe, on Saturday, maybe Friday, and I had 3 sprouts from my pink muhly grass, so I'm not feeling hopeful with those. So I'm actually right now looking for bare roots or muhly grass plugs so that I can get those started, but I'm not hopeful for what I have so far. Now, I am going to go upstairs and show you all. I went to the dollar store, Dollar Tree, this weekend, and I needed to figure out how I was going to maximize my space in the sunroom, because all of the plants that are now down here in the basement are going to be going up in the sunroom at some point, and I needed to figure that out. I found this, it's got 4 or maybe 6, I'm sorry, 6 or 8 different slots that I have been able to put my my seeds or my sprouts in the containers that they're in. So I purchased containers, and I also purchased this shelving unit thing that was $6, and I'm blown away by how much it changed that space. So I actually went back today after I left the gym and I got 2 more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these up and put these on the table, and that way I'm going to be able to have 4 rows, be able to put 8 different plants on this stand, and then utilize the space on the table, whatever I have left on the table. So it's just going to give me a lot more space to be able to to make sure that my seeds or my sprouts are getting sun off of those tables. Very excited about that. Went out and I did some digging on Saturday, and I did a quick video on that. I did not go out yesterday, which was Sunday, because it was freezing cold and the wind was insane. I don't remember wind like that since I visited Chicago probably 25 years ago. And it was just, there was no way I was going to get anything done. So nothing was done outside yesterday, but yesterday I did spend a lot of time repotting. I'm going to show you all the things that I repotted, and so excited. And I used this fertilizer that I ordered off of Amazon. Now it smells like, I can't even give you, it smells horrible, but it's supposed to be really good for new sprouts and watering your garden, whatever. And I used half strength, which is what it said on the bottle, and what I keep giving Steph from Hooked and Rooted a plug, because I watch her a lot, and from ChatGPT, that once I transfer my sprouts into larger pots, that it's good to go ahead and fertilize them with half strength fertilizer. So I did that with a few of my plants. I'm going to also transition some of the other sprouts tomorrow into larger containers. And I thinned out some plants. And so yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of those sprouts into larger containers. I'm gonna lose a few because like I said, I couldn't see the tiny seeds, so I just dropped some in there, and several of them made it. So I'm gonna unfortunately have to thin some of those out. That was done yesterday. I'll do some more of that tomorrow. Throughout the week, really, I'm going to be pulling a couple of, I believe 2 more bulbs come out. Oh, I got my columbine out of the refrigerator, got that water. It was already in soil, so my columbine is under a grow light right now. I moved something else under a grow light. So when we check into the grow light space, I'm going to go over the ones that I moved downstairs to the grow light space, and then the ones that I moved upstairs you're going to see in the sunroom now. And you're also going to see my new storage or whatever you want to call it, shelving unit that I'm going to be using for my plants. What else? I think that's it. So I'm just looking forward to the weather getting warmer. It's supposed to be beautiful this weekend again, so I'm going to get back out there, and I believe I'm going to be ready for paver gravel for my paver pad space for the garage can. The garage. The garbage can. And over the weekend, I did a quick video, and I said I was showing some rare footage of me. What I meant to say is I was showing rare footage of me sweating in the yard, because I promise I will not make a habit of filming when I'm sweating. That is just, I don't have any desire to look back on that 3 years from now and see sweat pouring from me. So that was what I meant by the rare moment. Of course, I'm going to be working out in the yard every single day when I have an opportunity. So that was the rare moment I was referencing. And I'm also going to be using a camera once I move outside and really start digging and putting together the hardscapes that will be out there. I purchased a camera on a tripod. I am learning how to work the camera, and once I do, I will no longer be using my phone to record. I will be using my camera that will, I guess it follows me as I'm moving around the yard, so I'm excited about that. So I will be moving away from my phone to record, which has been doing the job. It's been doing a great job, but I need longer battery life, and I need to be able to utilize my phone while I'm out there working in the yard and record at the same time. So I'm going to be moving over to my camera once the weather truly breaks and I'm going to be out there for longer periods of time. So there's a few things going on that I'm looking forward to, mostly just for the weather to change. And hopefully I will have some good news on the plants that I will be bringing out of the garage over the next few weeks. It's just too cold, and I'm not convinced that this is the last cold snap we're going to have. But there are going to be several plants that I'm going to be pulling out over the next few weeks, but I'll probably wait a couple more weeks before I do that. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to pop in and again show you my new contraption upstairs in the sunroom, and what I moved around. So thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe if you have not, and I will see you in a few in the sunroom and down in the grow light space. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. We are upstairs. Thank you for watching Art Ladle and Spade. We are in the sunroom, and you are looking at all of my alyssum. And I am going to be thinning these out this week and also transferring these into bigger pots, one per pot. And these are my summer berries yarrow. All are very happy. I'll be thinning these out as well and getting these into individual pots. Yesterday, I spent a couple of hours. This is my blanket flower, and I spent a couple of hours yesterday getting these thinned out and put into, getting one. There's a couple that may have 2 or 3 left in there because they just weren't big enough. But I moved the blanket flower into bigger pots. So you see these here. I also did the same with my lupin seeds. So here are my lupin seeds. And I fertilized them. And I mean, this one right here is so happy. I used the fertilizer for this just on yesterday. And they're standing strong and they're looking very happy. And what else? Here are my hostas. These are the ones that I got from Amazon. And these are my ajuga. I got my ajuga in soil. They do not need a heating pad or a grow light, so they are here in the sunroom. And I wanted to show you, this is what I was speaking of. I keep saying 8 because it has 8 spaces for me to put plants. However, it is called a 6-cube storage rack. And again, this was $6 from Dollar Tree, and it was very easy to put together. And I have 2 more. I purchased 2 more. So my plan is to get 1 more on this table and it's just giving me so much space. And I was up here this afternoon, and all of the plants on the shelf were able to get sun. So this is going to make a huge difference with how many plants I'll be able to get up here. I think I talked about this last time. So these are called mosquito bits. However, this is for the gnats. So you're going to start to see, once you have wet soil, you're going to start to see these little gnats. And again, Steph from Hooked and Rooted stated she's been using this, and I'm going to use it as well. She says it does a great job with controlling the gnats, and it will not harm the plants. I have to tell on myself. I had to pick these up. When I was at Dollar Tree, I saw these. So these are Sweet William. I already have Sweet William, but I like the combination of these, so I bought more Sweet William. I bought some Delphinium. I got some Bachelor Button. These are really pretty. I bought some Sweet Pea, and I got some zinnias. I'll be putting these in soil at some point. In the mail today, I ordered off of Amazon. These are called White Feather Hosta, and these are brand new. They're from Willard and May. They're based out in Milwaukee. And I have, I think it says 3 bare roots in here. It might be, I think it's 3 bare roots in this bag. So I will get these into soil tomorrow. And then I got caladium. These were also purchased off of Amazon. I got caladium bulbs. I also have caladium downstairs somewhere, but I can't remember. I think they're in the refrigerator. I don't think I mentioned those before, but I have caladium somewhere. And I'm going to be getting these into soil. Very excited about these. And what else? I'm going to pop over to the other table so you can see what I have over here, what's happening. Hostas are huge. I also fertilize these with the Neptune fertilizer. It's organic Neptune fertilizer, and it's got like fish something in it, but it smells horrible, but I guess it's a great thing for plants. So these are my blue hostas that I got from Home Depot. Here's another tray of Black-Eyed Susan. I will be thinning these out and getting these into individual pots as well. They're very, very happy. Here are my crocus. So I moved all the ones that are starting to sprout. Here are my crocus. And I've got sprouts in each of these pots. And I don't see anything over here yet, but these are also crocus. Here's the bellflower that I referenced earlier. It's just not happy. I'm not sure what's going on with the bellflower. I will try this again. However, I will put these downstairs under the grow light and see if that makes a difference. Here are my Morajuga over here. Here are hostas that I purchased off of Amazon. These were the mixed heart hostas. These are my Astilbe. They're taking off. Like, they're going to be massive. These are my Astilbe. I have Sweet William here. And these will be going into individual pots as well. These are taking off. Some have not made it, and that's just because I haven't had the time to come up here and rotate them, or I don't remember to come up here and rotate them, but it's fine. I'm going to have several plants from these Sweet William. I will get these into pots tomorrow as well. These are my heirloom yarrow. These will be thinned out and put into individual pots. My goal is to save as many of these sprouts as possible because I also have a lot of friends that love to garden, and I will be gifting those to them. Here are my blue hostas that I got from Home Depot. This one doesn't look very good. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it just doesn't look very good. And I see a fungus, I see one of those gnats. So I definitely need to get these sprayed. Here are my Blazing Star bulbs. These are the ones that I purchased. And here are my caladium. So I purchased these from, where did I get these from? I got these from, I don't remember. Maybe I got these from Amazon as well. But these are caladium and these are Blazing Star bulbs. Here's more Astilbe here. Very, very happy. And here are my, this is my Blazing Star from seed. And this is my coneflower. So this is not the one I referenced earlier. I was talking about one earlier that I went through the soil and they had sprouts in them, which let me know that my lantana were not doing well. Here's more of my astilbe. This is the one that looked kind of janky, but I went ahead and put it in soil anyway. This looked the same, and look how well this is doing. And over here I have, these are more blazing star bulbs. I'm not sure where I got these. These may have been the ones I ordered from Amazon as well. All right, I'm going to pop downstairs so you all can see what's going on down in the grow light space. I am now down in the grow light space, and as I'm thinking about this, I'm not sure much of this has changed from when I filmed on Saturday, but I brought the ranunculus corms down here that I think that I ruined, but we're gonna see. And I also have my Gara flower. I'm getting more sprouts from the Gara flower, and a couple of these have their second layer of leaves, so I can go ahead and get these into soil. These are my bee balm. Bee balm is very, very happy. And I think I mentioned this in the previous video, but now that these have sprouted, I've stopped spraying these and I've started watering them from the bottom. So I've been putting water down in the tray and getting these watered underneath. And these are more ranunculus corms. And over here, we have orange ice. This is very happy. The orange ice is very, very happy. I will be able to get these into individual pots as well. This is a foxglove. So this one was one that didn't make it upstairs. Still not happy down here. But these are all ones that I reseeded. And they're all doing well. So I think they just needed a grow light, and I didn't read that anywhere, so that was my fault, but they're fine now. This is my pink muhly grass. So I also referenced this earlier. It's just not doing well. I have 3 sprouts, that's it. I'll be patient and see if I get some more, but I was really hopeful for this pink muhly grass. It's so pretty. Here's my columbine. The columbine came out of the refrigerator over the weekend, and it was already in soil, so I just need to spray it lightly with water, and it's down here under the light. I'm hoping to be able to see some sprouts here in the next couple of days. I'm gonna go over here and do my Evel Knievel stunt of standing up on these chairs. If you guys could see, I think you all see how I have this rig down here. I have to tell on myself. So I have these, this is our downstairs kitchen. So, we use this only when we entertain. So yes, I have 2 of my chairs up on the island, and I have my step aerobics board, my Reebok step aerobic board. I've had this board for, I don't know, excuse me, how many years. And here is my, excuse me, here's my tick seed. That was a lovely transition. Here are my tick seed right here, and they seem to be doing well. Here is my red ice plant. I think I split, yes, I split this up. Here's my red ice plant here. It's so funny how you can see, like, they're like, come to the light. I see the light. So they start to stretch over to get to the light. And here are more ranunculus corms. I'm so hopeful. Y'all, I'm gonna be so sad, because that was a lot of corms, but we'll see. This is what's going on upstairs. I'm sorry, this is what's going on downstairs. I will pop back in here on probably Friday. I have a busy week this week, but I'll pop back in on Friday to show you how I've divided these and how I am maximizing my space upstairs in the sunroom. And hopefully everything keeps growing, and I think I have a couple more bulbs coming out of the refrigerator over the weekend. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.